I'm going to the restroom.
Jade. Here. Natalie. Here. Noel. Here. Morgan. Here. Juan. Here. Marco.
Here.
Leoncio.
Here.
Riley.
Here.
Catherine.
Here.
Jose.
Here.
Stefania.
Here.
Catherine.
Here.
Anthony.
Here.
Brian.
Here.
Vasquez. Michael.
Here.
Lionel.
Here.
Brian Ortega.
Here.
Nancy.
Here.
Aline.
Here.
Right. Brian Valdez.
Here.
Oh, okay. No, that's sure you're getting to all 3 of the questions. I know for some of them you may not have a good idea, you may be unsure, but go ahead and take a guess, write down what you think it might be. Two more minutes. Raise your hand if you're still writing. If you're still working. Okay, ahead of schedule. All right, we'll keep it moving. Can I have everybody's eyes over here in 3 and 2? And I want people turning so that they can look at me, so that I'm not talking to the back of somebody's head. And thank you. Okay. So you guys went ahead and filled those things out for me. Thank you for doing that. I want us to go through what we think science is. So I want us to share out some of the things that we wrote down. So if you think you have an answer for what is science, I want to see a hand. For the first, what is science? Yes.
Interpreting and understanding the world around us.
Interpreting and understanding the world around us. Okay, so we start off pretty interpreting and understanding the world around us. Who had something similar? Raise your hand if you had something similar. Okay, we have a few people who had that. Okay, did anybody have something different? What's something that wasn't that? What do you think it was, Brian?
I put that science is the concept of understanding objects, items, and materials.
Understanding objects, items, materials. Yeah, physics is a lot of that. Understanding just how things work, what they're made up of. Did anybody have anything similar to that? Similar to what Brian had? Understanding objects, things, how stuff works. Somewhere around that? No one? Alright, that's okay. Okay, so the second one, I know that that one is a bit tricky. Some of you may not exactly have an idea, but I saw that a lot of us were attempting it anyway. So who's heard the phrase scientific method before? Okay, a lot of us have heard it. And who thinks they know what it is? Who's got some idea? Yes, Brian.
I wrote that the scientific method is creating a hypothesis based on a question and proving it.
Creating a hypothesis based on a question and proving it. Okay, who's heard the word hypothesis before? Okay, a lot of us have. So if anybody hasn't or doesn't quite remember, a hypothesis is a guess. It's an idea. Like Brian said, sometimes we have questions about the way things work, and what scientists do to try and answer those questions is to come up with a guess, a hypothesis. Okay? Yes?
I said, I did the kind of step thing that when we were younger, it was on the little posters, the 1 through 6, but I didn't know 5 or 6. The first one was ask a question. Second was write a hypothesis and if-then statement. The third was experiment, write a conclusion, but I'm missing like 2 in between.
That's okay, there's a lot of steps there. So yeah, you had a step-by-step list, which is ask a question, what am I trying to figure out, come up with a guess, test it, make an if-then statement, if this, then what, and then try and test that out. So yeah, that is like a big part of science, of that step-by-step process. I'm sure a lot of you learned it in like a lot of your classes, even if you don't quite remember. Okay, so for the third one, what are important skills that we need when we're doing science? What are important skills? Yes. Stefania, right? Stephanie. Stephania?
Yeah, there's another step.
Yeah, I said Stephania.
Being accurate.
Being accurate? Yeah, accuracy. Brian.
I said common sense in our 5 senses.
Common sense and the rest of your 5 senses. Okay. Morgan.
I said you have to have an open mind. Like, the world may not be round, the world may not be flat, but you just have to have an open mind.
Have to have an open mind, yeah, to do research, to figure stuff out. You have to accept all possibilities, keep an open mind, use your common sense. That's a big one. Okay, did anybody have something different? Anyone have anything else that they'd like to add on? Okay, so you guys came up with your own definitions of what you think science is and what it entails. So I want us to watch this video where we go through one of the scientific processes that has happened pretty recently. Okay?
From the Western Cave Conservancy discovered a large, odd-looking spider in a cave in southern Oregon. They sent it to scientists in California. Recently, those scientists declared that spider a new species, Trogoraptor, and a member of a new family of spiders. Sounds straightforward, right? Wrong.
Science definitely is not a linear step-by-step fashion. And science is unpredictable. It's dynamic. And I don't think it ever concludes. It just keeps going.
To communicate the real process of science, Judy and her colleagues developed this science flowchart to better explain how science works.
You may start in one area and you find a need to communicate with the community of scientists that you work with who might have additional or other ideas, and all of that helps to shape what science is and how we go about the process of science.
So let's take a look at the Trogoraptor discovery.